Reality.
What is reality?
If we take a moment to think about it, it's not as easy as it seems to define.
As diverse as it is infinite, it includes both the immeasurable vastness of newborn stars and the faint rustle of a butterfly's wings.
It embraces just as well the daily life of a Mongolian steppe shaman as the hectic experience of a salaryman.
Contradictory and complementary,
All these experiences of reality coexist.
intimately defined by what our own world is made of.
And at our human scale, there are many realities as there are eyes to admire
Ears to listen.
and hearts to feel.
Among all these realities, however, there is one hidden in the cables running through the walls of our homes,
Invisible to the eye,
impossible to touch.
and yet so important to tens of thousands of people.
VRChat.
Here, there are the newcomers, those who still struggle to open a menu, to understand how to grab an object, or even how to move, yet who, still untouched by wariness, marvel and wonder at everything. Every world, every avatar, every skybox, every particle effect is a discovery to them. Everything is new. Everything is magical.
Here, there's joyful chaos. For many, this spectacle is VRChat as its beginnings. The one whose legend, passed down over the years, is often what led them here in the first place. There are moments so absurdly comic that one almost wonders whether they are still awake. There is the wild horde of children that has colonized countless worlds, effectively bearing adults through sheer presence alone.
Here, there are those who have been around for a long time, those who witnessed the flood of new players during lockdown, those who, nostalgic for the days of Uganda Knuckles, now spend their evenings at the Great Pug, those who still remember the Room of the Rain.
Here, people gather. Sometimes it happens by chance, drawn in by the thumbnail of a public world whose promise catches the eye more than any other. Sometimes it takes place within groups formed around specific topics, shared interests that bring people together. It may be space, roleplay, karaoke, or even Disney princesses. But in every case, the initiating impulse remains the same: to create a pretext, to seize an opportunity to be with others. Social VR is not a meaningless term.
Here, there are friends, those who live nearby, and those who reside on the other side of the world. There are hours spent together that slip away unnoticed, time zones to synchronize, and batteries that always drain too quickly. There are shared bursts of laughter and whispered confidences around a virtual fire. There are photos that are not always perfect, but are all precious to our hearts. Love is not a matter of distance.
Here, there are people from every culture, of every skin color, language, and horizon. An open door, a bridge raised between humans from across the globe. It is a rare opportunity to reach out to one another, to discover each other. It is a chance to realize directly that, despite our differences, we are and remain human.
Here, there are those who travel. Alone or in guilds, these discreet contemplators often resemble old world cartographers. They're the ones who have meticulously archived and classified worlds others have lost or forgotten. Always in search of new lands to explore, they move from world to world with an unquenchable curiosity, on a journey without horizon. For there are no bad worlds, only scattered pieces, sometimes lost, of a vast puzzle.
Here, there are those who work, those who, in the earliest days, glimpsed in these virtual lands a future filled with new opportunities. Those who dared to try, often beginning tentatively, almost at random, they nonetheless managed, through time and persistence, to give birth to true institutions. The wager may have seemed mad, yet they succeeded in creating here the job of their dreams.
Here, there are those who seek the freedom to be, use the freedom to explore themselves, to understand themselves, to express themselves. In a space where the judgment of others is neither the norm nor the mindset, they place their souls into virtual bodies and dare to show themselves to the world as they truly feel. The avatar is not a mask. It is a revelation.
Here, sometimes, the night is lived fully. People dance and let go, forgetting, for a moment, the turmoil of the world in an uninterrupted celebration. There are raised glasses, overlapping conversations, bass lines that make the walls tremble, virtual bodies drawing closer together.
Here, there are those in search of affection, those who fall asleep in public instances so as not to be alone, those who seek and sometimes find a companion of tenderness, someone with whom to break, for a moment, the solitude of the modern world. There are closed doors and open portals.
Here, there are those who dedicate themselves to others, those who build bridges between cultures, those who organize festivals, those who keep groups alive, those who give their time freely, those who are driven by the desire to transmit and share all the creativity of those who bring these virtual worlds to life.
Here, there are those who create, those who offer their sensitivity, those who remind us that art is not a matter of materiality, but of emotion. There are those who dance,
Those who paint,
those who film,
those who photograph,
those who make music,
those who put on performances,
those who make us dream. Everyone thus finds their own reason to be, to exist within the community, and their own way of living through VRChat.
Despite the diversity of forms and possible paths,
If you take even briefly the time to listen to these people,
you'll discover that they're all driven by the same sacred fire.
all of them,
The same
sacred.
fire.
And yet, it's so difficult to put this shared flame into words, to articulate it and to convey it to those who haven't themselves wandered these virtual moorlands.
Once the headset is removed, trying to narrate the VRChat experience is somewhat like attempting to make someone else feel what you have lived through in a dream.
An intoxicating, slightly confused tangle of new emotions
Unreal visions.
and unforgettable encounters.
VRChat is the possibility of sharing a moment of calm with friends and, with a single click,
Suddenly finding yourself immersed in the effervescence of a house party.
VRChat is the chance to contemplate and to feel things no human being had ever been given the opportunity to experience before.
From this journey, if you know how to welcome it, you'll return changed.
But above all, bound to one another through this shared experience.
Only we can truly understand and feel what VRChat really is. And that makes us a kind of virtual family.
Of course, on the scale of the world, all of this may seem to matter very little.
VRChat could vanish overnight and the great wheel of history would continue to turn unbothered.
But for us, here and now, this territory of pixels is our home, and losing it would make us orphans.
Because of us, VRChat is the place where we have laid down our hearts
And where we find
and give,
meaning to our lives.
and all of this from our homes through a simple headset.
There is no right way to play VRChat.
There is no wrong way to play VRChat
There is only us.
because we are VRChat.